Start the recording and then I will start presentation. Which one I should start? I think this one. Okay, we have started in the last lecture grid chambers. After the screening, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? I'm waiting in a chat box. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dhaval. Thank you, Pritish. Thank you, Shital. Okay, so in the last lecture, we have started the point grid chamber. After the screening in every wastewater treatment plant, the first unit operation must be the screening. Okay, screening is a treatment unit operation provided for the removal of larger size particles, either small size either floating particles or settleable solids, is it? So that kind of particles can be usually for the floating particles we can use the screening as an equipment for in a wastewater treatment method. Now in that treatment method, whatever the screenings in the sense whatever the solid particles removed in a wastewater treatment plant with the help of screening chamber. Okay, so that can be used, that can be called as a screenings, and this has to be removed from that particular treatment plant and sent to be for the treatment process. Okay, now after that screenings removal, the wastewater will go to the next second or the next wastewater treatment unit operation, and that is nothing but grid chamber. Okay, now in the grid chamber, what we are going to do, a grid chamber is a unit operation where the grids can be removed. What is meant by grids? Inorganic particles, inorganic impurities. What is the difference between organic and inorganic? Organic impurities, proteins, lipids, such kinds of decomposable materials, carbohydrates we can say. But the inorganic impurities are in a solid form which will not be getting decomposed, like the eggshell, sand particle, crushed stones, pebbles, metals. So this will be the inorganic impurities present into the wastewater along with the organic impurities, is it? Now for the this has to be removed before the wastewater getting entered into the biological treatment process or the chemical treatment process, because these impurities are going to be consumed the valuable space in the wastewater treatment plant. Okay, now the grid chambers are long narrow tank that are designed to slow down the flow so that solids such as sand, coffee grounds, eggshells will settle out from the water. Grid causes excessive wear and tear on pumps and other plant equipments. Okay, so there are different types of grid chambers can be used. That also I told you. And what are these different types of grid chambers? So here you can see. Is someone messaging me or my WhatsApp is being okay? Okay, this is one of the equipment I explained to you. You can go for the removal of particles by adding the screw conveyor. Okay, so how this screw can be moved in a continuous motion in a one direction, and while moving it will take only the solid particles or the grids along with the screw, and the water will keep on falling down in the same tank. Okay, and that collected debris particles or the sand particle or the grids can be removed or can be dropped into this container, and this container can be cleaned randomly. Okay, this is the one method that we have discussed. Another method I have shown to you in the earlier lecture, that is pumping station design. In that I have shown that, okay, how to use that bucket type of perforated bucket type of equipment to pump to collect the grids from the uh, so wastewater, is it? Now Uh, After that, the third method, I have shown to you the figure. A simple upper bottom tank can be designed. The direction of flow is this. You can see here, wastewater in. Okay. Now the upper bottom has been constructed here, and slope is given towards the center. Okay. When the sewage is coming from this portion, when the sewage is coming from this portion, at that time, because of the slope provided here, the particles will start settling or moving towards the groundward, downward side, along with the flow of water. So it will be settled down here. But when the water is moving in a forward direction, the water has to rise up, because again here we have provided a slope, and this kind of slope provision, we can say it is a upper bottom. Okay. Now because of this slope, the water will get rise up, but that velocity is not sufficient to get rise of the particles settled into this grid chamber. Are you getting? The velocity whatever we have provided in the grid chamber will not support to particles to get rise up and will get flow out from this particular tank. Water will flow, but they will not help to rise up the particles present into that particular tank. Are you getting? So this way you can construct the grid chambers, different types of grid chambers, and this one is the most commonly used grid chamber. So that day I have given to you the task to draw the figure. Let me know whether you have finished or you want time to finish it now. I will open the chat box and will wait for your answer. At least 2-3 answers, I can understand what you want. Please let me know. Have you finished a drawing or you want a time for a drawing? Someone has unlocked their mic, can talk. Excuse me, speak out. Do you want time or?
Wait, ma'am, we want.
Okay, then draw it. Then we'll go to the next. And that dictation part of that also is remained. Okay, for exam also you can give preference to draw this figure. This one, second one. Is it? If grid chamber, write a short note on grid chamber. You should draw this figure. Then you should write function and explanation about its working. Okay. So draw this figure. Once you finish, some of you will drop the message to get know your status. Grocery sir, we are supposed to be today. How? गणेश मी लेक्चर मध्ये आहे. अर्जुन नसेल हा 3 वाजता पकड. Okay, I have received a message. Hello, I have received a message only from Prerna. Shall I assume that everybody has finished and shall I go for the next? Prerna Jadhav has given me a signal that she has completed. Shall I assume that everybody might have completed because already I had given the time in the last lecture also. So I hope it is finished. Someone please talk. Hello. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Komal. We'll go for the next. Okay. So the grid chamber, I think you understood about the grid chamber, about how to go for the design of that grid chamber in a different way. Okay. So write down about the grid chamber first. Write down. Grid chambers are basins to remove inorganic particles. Grid chambers are basins to remove inorganic particles to prevent damage to the pump and to prevent their accumulation in sludge digester. आरवत संपलं तुमचं. अरे वा, आज सगळ्याजण टेन्शन मध्ये आरवर तुम्ही कालच झालंय. अच्छा नाहीये. Okay, now write down next line. Grid chambers are nothing but this sedimentation tank. Grid chambers are nothing but the sedimentation tank designed to separate the intended heavier particles. So simply I can say grid chambers are designed for the specific gravity whose specific gravity is equal to or greater than the 2.65 U. For that type of materials we can remove. Okay. So just listen, just write down grid chambers are nothing but like sedimentation tank designed to separate the intended heavier inorganic materials. The flow velocity should neither be too low. The flow velocity should neither be too low, too low as to cause the settling of organic matter. And it should not be too high. To get flow the grid particles along with water. Next line, write down bullets. You should write the bullets, whatever I am telling. Okay. Infiltration we have studied. What is meant by infiltration? That we have studied in a chapter number 1. Is it one of the source for the wastewater? Is it? Infiltration is the major source of grits. Infiltration is the major source of grits. Next point, most of the substances in grit, are abrasive in nature. Most of the substances in grit are abrasive in nature. Abrasive in nature. And will cause accelerated wear on pumps. Will cause accelerated wear on pumps. That's why grits has to be removed. Grits has to be removed before allowing to enter the sewage in biological and chemical unit operations. Biological and chemical unit operations. Okay, shall we move to the next point? So the next point is the chemical precipitation. Chemical precipitation, in a different language, you have studied in a water supply engineering. There you have studied with the name of coagulation. Coagulation and chemical precipitation both are the similar type of, or rather we can say one and same type of processes used for the removal of dissolved impurities specially. Okay. Chemical precipitation in water and wastewater treatment is the change in form of materials dissolved in water into solid forms. Usually most of the organic impurities are dissolved in a wastewater or water, and for the removal of such impurities, it becomes difficult. These types of impurities neither will be removed by the filtration, neither by the sedimentation, is it? So for that purpose, we have to change their form. From dissolved form to undissolved form, we need to convert it. And for that purpose, we can add some type of chemicals, and that addition of chemicals will start bringing together the various dissolved impurities. Once these are coming into together, it will convert into a big mass, and that process is known as the chemical precipitation. Chemical precipitation is used to remove ionic constituents. Ionic constituents means which are having charge. मी सांगितलं तुम्हाला की dissolved impurities are usually having the charge, and because of that these particles are always in a motion or in a dissolved form. It cannot be seen by naked eyes, or we cannot catch them, we cannot hold them, is it? So for that purpose we are adding some coagulants, or we can say we are adding some chemicals, and the added chemicals are known as the coagulants. And the mixing and conversion of undissolved form of organic impurities into mixing and conversion of dissolved form of organic impurities into inorganic form of inorganic impurity is known as the coagulation or chemical precipitation. काय करतो आपण? Precipitate करतो. What is meant by precipitate? Have you performed the experiment of dissolved oxygen or BOD? Dissolved oxygen you might have performed in the last semester. Okay, what we did in the experiment, you have taken the measured volume of sample, and in that you have added 2 ml of 2 different chemicals. One was the alkali azide solution, and another chemical was the MnSO4 solution. Okay, when you add these two chemicals into water, immediately you are finding a flocks. बरोबर आहे, गाठी पाण्यामध्ये गढूळ पाण्यासारख्या गाठी फॉर्म तुम्हाला दिसायला लागतात. ओके, दॅट प्रोसेस इज नोन ॲज द प्रेसिपिटेशन फॉर्मेशन. That process is known as the precipitation formation. Okay, we apply soap to the water many of the times, is it? And if the soap is not having the proper pH and the water is hard water, in that case clogs, blocks of solid particles you are being observed in the water, is it? So that is nothing but the precipitate. That is nothing but the application of coagulant for the conversion of dissolved impurities into undissolved form, or simply we can say floc, F-L-O-C, floc. Getting? So these flocs, once these are become floc, then this wastewater can be sent to the next treatment plant, where you can allow to settle them and you can remove from the wastewater. असंच जर सेडिमेंटेशन करायला गेलं तर तुम्ही ते पार्टिकल सेटल होत नाही, तर त्यांना सेडिमेंट करण्यासाठी काय करावं लागतं, तर त्यांचा फॉर्म चेंज करावा लागतो. कसा फॉर्म चेंज करायचा? डिझॉल्वचा अनडिझॉल्व मध्ये करायचा. आणि मग ते कन्वर्ट होत असताना, डिझॉल्वचा अनडिझॉल्व फॉर्म कन्वर्ट होत असतानाच काय होतं की these are going to become a heavier one, and once becomes a heavier one, it becomes a easy to settle down. हॅलो मॅडम, अर्जंट नसेल तर फास्ट हां बोला फास्ट. ते घेऊन करा की, त्याला किती फॉर्मॅटिंगला किती वेळ लागतो मॅडम? नाही, ह्याला किती वेळ लागणार तुम्हाला? 1 तासभर लागायचा. बर, मग ज्या त्या फॅकल्टीला सांगता का करायला? हां बघा कसं तुमच्या यानं इझिएस्ट वे कुठला पडतो बघा, आणि फास्ट कुठल्या वेने येते त्या वेळेने करून. ओके ओके, सॉरी टू डिस्टर्ब यू guys. Okay, I think you understood the coagulation and chemical precipitation. Both are nothing but the same type of methods we can use for the removal of impurities from the wastewater or the water. So the most commonly used chemicals for the chemical precipitation are nothing but the alum. Is it? Have you studied about this? Alum, ferrous sulfate, is it? Lime, then ferric chloride, ferric sulfate, ferrous sulfate, ferric sulfate, both can be used. When you are adding such chemicals into wastewater, they will start reacting with the impurities present into water and neutralize their charges. Once the charge is neutralized, they will start coming together. If all the particles are present into the wastewater are having positive charge, what will happen? They will keep on moving aside from each other, is it? And hence it becomes so difficult to catch them. But when we will neutralize the charge of particle, what will happen? Everything will starts coming together, is it? So that's why the ionic type of solids present into wastewater can be removed with the help of chemical precipitation method. Do you understand? So this is a simple method as a chemical precipitation method. So please write down this chemical precipitation. First of all, you write down this, and then the list of chemicals you can note down. Okay. So 1 minute I will keep on this display, and the next minute will go to the second slide. Okay. Shall we go to the next point? Okay. Now, you please copy these chemicals and used for the chemical precipitation. And I hope the lecture will get over. I think the lecture of first session will get over, and then we'll start with the next session, next point.